What's good, everybody? What's good? It's Big Game James, man. I'm back in the building, and we're back with Burgers and Blitzes, and we're going to be trying to do this every Monday, probably around this time. So get ready for the ride. We've been doing Burgers and Blitzes on for the last couple of years, but now we're going to get consistent with it. We just try to figure out our schedule where we can match and do our damn thing. But now we are back. We're looking at the Monday, so make sure you check us out because guess what? The games will be happening on Sunday. And what better way to come in your Monday than listen to Burgers and Blitzes after that Sunday game where you can get all that good stuff. So without further ado, my dog Mike White is here. How you doing, big dog?
I am fantastic. Long time no see, my friend. Sorry for
Long,
the. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have
hey,
left you. You
hey,
know.
I love how the good thing about it is that I love how we do it, so it doesn't really matter. We're good to go either way. So let's jump right into it, big dog. I'm gonna just jump in here and let's talk because obviously Dallas had their OTAs, they had their mini camp, they're getting ready for training camp now. Everything is ready and set. It's finally here. Just tell me your quick thoughts. Shout out to everybody that's coming in the building. Steve Burleson, Lowe's, T Smooth, whoever's jumping in. Keep on sharing this. Hit the like button, smash it, share it, share it, share it. We're going to talk some football. But give me your quick thoughts on OTAs and minicamp just as a whole, and then we'll go with specific subjects after that.
I mean, it's that time of year where they start. They always get to hype this day three guy or the mid round guy. It's Tolbert again because it was Tolbert last year, but now they're like, oh no, this year. See, last year we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, but this year is going to be different. So, but I kind of actually believe that a little bit
I believe
because
it
it,
too.
it it is his second year and he didn't get hurt. So there's that. If he had got hurt and missed significant time in his rookie year, then they're talking about this year. It's dude missing time your rookie year is a killer. Is that an absolute killer? Um, and then I'm excited to see. Hopefully, we don't get the ghost of Michael Gallup again this year.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to have a year of not rehabbing, of actually trying to get better because this in the NFL, if even the best quarterbacks in the league, they work with a private coach because if you are just treading water, you're going to drown because that NFL current's too fast. You got to keep, you have to keep everything you got full throttle down to stay ahead of the game or stay with the game,
Right.
much less ahead of it.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I think it is going to be a different season for Gallup because that's one full year removed from the knee injury. And then I
Mhm.
think what he gave us clarification that we all knew when he came out and said, hey, my knee was sore all year. My knee was not good. It's something that we all knew and we saw when he played. But
I talked about it all
I mean,
summer, dude.
we talked about it. We knew it. We knew he was getting rushed because we knew when Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones and them jumped out there, like, oh, he's going to be ready week one. That's what we're thinking. We all knew that's not going to happen. Just muscle at the same thing that's going on with Tyler. I'm sorry, Terrence Steele. We don't think he's going to be ready week one. And I think this time they're not talking about it as much like they did with Gallup. Like,
I, I,
go ahead.
I
You
think
think
I think he'll be ready, but ready.
he ain't going
I
to be
mean,
ready,
that's
ready though?
no, and that's what I was talking about with Gallup. They rushed him back. They rushed him back. I didn't want to see that dude till Halloween, and then we got a couple training camp clips. And people are like, "Oh, he's back!" Like, dude, that's you're watching a dude run against air,
Right.
literally air,
Right.
not on turf, not cutting, not just running out there and jogging and catching a football. My 41-year-old uncle can do that.
Right. When you're going against these high caliber athletes, and that's what I was saying, that's what I had been screaming for the while that, when you're hurt, players know when you're hurt. They look
Yeah,
at the scouting reports, they look at the injury reports, but you can also tell when you're playing against somebody when they're hurt. Especially if you're playing the cornerback position, you're going against a receiver who you know is not all the way right. You're going to be able to guard him better and you're going to be able to anticipate the routes. You're going to be able to anticipate what's going on and you'll be able to make plays on them on
we
that.
saw it.
We saw it. They
They
were
jump
jumping the
routes on
routes.
him all year long.
They were jumping routes on Gallup all year, and it came to a head. I had blamed Dak in that San Francisco game, but after I watched him multiple times, and that first interception he threw, that was more on Gallup because
Gallup held the door open, dude. Southern
he held
hospitality, like,
I mean
come on, sir,
yeah,
come on in.
he held the door open for him, and that's the reason why you saw that interception happen. I was really blaming Dak because he led on, and I said, well, you could have dropped off to Ezekiel Elliott, but the way that play was designed, it was designed for You're supposed to be here. I'm throwing it. You're going to supposed to be here. That's what's supposed to happen. It's the anticipation routes. That's what we talk about. And Michael
All
Gallup just
the
didn't do it.
quarterbacks throw to a spot. They throw to
Right.
a spot. You
I
know,
mean,
people got mad. Oh, Dak won't. He doesn't throw with any anticipation. Okay, well, he anticipates that his damn wide receiver ain't where he's supposed to be. Is that his fault?
right. I feel you. Well, I'm gonna get Esai Harold, since he gave the $2 holler. I'm gonna let him get this question off, and I ain't gonna be answering no more Houston questions today. But I'm gonna let you get this off because you donated. But he says, ask Mike what he thinks of CJ Stroud and Will Andre, but more importantly, CJ Stroud. What do you think about him?
I don't like any of these quarterbacks. We talked about that. I'm just not a fan of them.
I think CJ Stroud's gonna be okay though. I think he's gonna struggle, but he's gonna be okay.
It's also Houston.
You're right. But I think I'm out here.
I like him, but I'm like, I wouldn't, and you have to take one. What are you going to do? You're sitting there, you're looking at Davis Mills, or maybe trying to go pick up Carson Wentz or some shit off somebody's practice, something like that. You got to take one. So you do what you have to do, and hopefully it'll work out. But but that ties back to me being down on this draft class overall. I've been talking about it for months and months. We're seeing the residual effects of COVID and the opt-outs, and you have a bunch of 25-year-old bad athletes in this draft across the board.
Right. Well, we're going to see. This quarterback class wasn't great, but once again, we'll see after a few years to see how it really goes. They're going to be rookies. They're going to be thrown in the fire. So, it usually happens with that. Rarely do you see rookies come out and go crazy. You get what I'm saying? That's the reason why they keep on hyping Justin Herbert, because he did a lot what most rookies don't do. So they just live off of that. But he still got to do more things. But we'll see what happens with that anyway. But let me give a shout out to my dog.
He's about to get hella paid.
Yeah, he about to get paid. But shout out to my dog, Young Wilson, for the $4.99 holla. Aloha and aloha to Big Game James and my boo thing. Appreciate that. We thank you so much. I'm glad you're back in the feeds. Young, I've been missing you. So it's good to see you back in there. So now let's jump in there. We were talking about hoping Gallup is good. Well, let's talk about the offense, and we'll go with the defense, obviously. And let's talk about, because I know you got the sticky. I know you've been on it. You've been on Mike and you've been on Schottenheimer, but I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. I'm not saying that this offense is going to be some 30, 40 point. It's not, but I think it's going to be an efficient offense. And in my opinion, just me, I like Schottenheimer. I know he hasn't got the greatest rap, but his last few years in Seattle were good. And I feel like, he just brings something to the team. When I listen, and I know it's not just personality, Mike. I know it's not. But dog, he was with the team last year. So, and when I listened to his interview, him getting to know the players and getting to know the system and getting around things is good. But at the end of the day, I like Schottenheimer. I like his personality, and I can't lie. I found out he was a Libra. His birthday is one day after mine, and that kind of sold it. That lets me know that he'll listen to the players. He'll adjust. That gives me hope that, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what Libras do. But give me your thoughts on yeah, give me what?
Your take's so bad it cut you out for a second.
No, my take ain't bad, dog.
No.
So here's this, but I think it's going to be an effective offense.
My issue is McCarthy, Mustard Tiger, wants to say, and this all ties back into the offense is not going to change. We've done seen 11 different OCs come through here, and it's all run heavy, live and die by third down, lean on the defense. The Jones boys know, like, people get it misconstrued when I say the calls come from inside the house on Twitter. I'm not saying that Stephen Jones is down in the damn offensive coordinator, the offensive game plan meeting, saying, I want to see split wide right 34 power. Yeah, he doesn't know. They know what they want to see. It's like somebody doesn't know how to cook, but they know what they want to eat. I don't know how you make the scallops and the surf and turf and all that, but I know what I want to see on my plate. So do that, or I'll find somebody who will. That's the issue. And the hope of this offense, who has been the same style of offense since literally they bought the team, there's this weird hope that it's going to all of a sudden change in one offseason. They spent 40 miles in the wrong direction.
Are they really saying that, Mike? Because they're
not. That's the other thing. They're not saying that at all. They're only saying that nothing's going to. It's a little bit of the terminology. It's still going to be a top 5 heavy run offense with living and dying by third down, and that's the way it's going to be. So, and we're going to see Kellen Moore. I put money on this. By the way, I actually do have money on this offline.
We're going to see Kellen Moore in LA running the mesh concept with route confusion and misdirection and running his actual
I don't
offense.
care that. I don't care.
That ties back to my point, though. Well, good Kellen. It was Kellen. That wasn't Kellen's offense, dude. It was the same offense they've been running since Linehan and Garrett and Dim. The last time they tried to shake the offense up was Bill Callahan, and then they stopped that because he wanted to run outside zone, and now they're talking about outside zone. They don't know how to do outside zone. Hell, they don't have the players for outside zone, especially if Steele ain't ready.
But
We saw what happened.
But ain't that what Schottenheimer's scheme is, though? He likes to run that
It,
zone.
it is, but you can only do with this. Ties back once again to how I hate the second round pick. You had a chance. You had a legit chance to, regardless how these players pan out, you had a legit chance to, in theory, upgrade your wide receiver unit or upgrade your offensive line with Torrance or Mims. Just two random stuff. He did none of that. They tripped down at tight end.
Yeah, your internet's kind of going in and out. Let me see. There you go. I think it came back in.
Right,
I think it's
with that.
Yes, let me know. But I mean, I'm why you getting that together? Yeah, I mean, it's a little wonky on mine though. It don't matter. We'll see how it goes. But what I was gonna tell you is this. Yeah, I think it's yours. But as Mike is fixing up this connection, I mean, I get what Mike is talking about with the concepts. It's always run first. That's the way the offense has been. But at the end of the day, do we really want an offense that we're throwing the ball and slinging the ball everywhere? I mean, yes, I understand the different concepts. Mike's going to come right back in so we can get that connection better. But is that what we really want? Do we need to have this offense where we're throwing it and slinging it everywhere? I understand different concepts and you're confusing the team and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, I feel like when I look at Mike McCarthy and when I see Schottenheimer, I don't think this is going to be some dynamic, crazy offense, but I do think it's going to be efficient offense. And if that line comes together, which you said could be dicey, because we're trying to find that left guard. But here's my thing, Mike. We did good with Connor McGovern. We did good with Connor Williams. So you're going to tell me about well, let's go. Any of those guys couldn't step up, or we're just
let's go's a 5th round pick.
I know
Connor
that,
Williams was a 2nd round pick.
Right, but are we going to sit there and say automatically they're going to throw Tyler Smith in there at the left guard because they don't like anybody?
That's what I'm worried about. I don't like they. And you could have
want Tyler Smith to play left guard or left
No,
tackle?
that's your left tackle. You drafted
him to be your damn left tackle. Should have been playing left tackle since day 2 of the draft.
Yeah, you're right. He should be left tackle. He's all pro there. He's going to be an all pro there.
The microwave, our microwave throws the router off. That's what happened. And,
that's good.
We bet. And it's storming its ass off for some reason because that's what it does now. But I'm not talking about throwing the ball all over. I'm talking about when you throw it. I simply want to take the first down runs and the third down passes and switch them. That's it. I'm not asking to throw 90% of the time. I don't want you to ever not run the ball. Just switch those.
Give it a little. Why are you saying that? Tell me why.
Why? Because when your quarterback is forced into third down and long passing situations, the defense can tee off. And then it turns out, like versus San Francisco, you have one playmaker on offense, especially once Pollard went down. You lost Pollard and it killed your team. Losing your quote-unquote RB2 should not kill your team the way it did, unless you're just severely underpowered. CeeDee Lamb had 124 yards and a touchdown or two in that damn game, or a touchdown in that game, and it didn't matter because there was nobody else. So when it's 3rd and 8, it's 3rd and 9, it's 3rd and 10, here we come. Do something about it. Well, turns out your offensive line is held together by duct tape and dreams at smoke and mirrors, and a lot of audibles from your quarterback are switching things up and making it seem better than it is. Well, none of those audibles and shit matter when they're keying off on your guy. They got Lamb bracketed. They're going to blitz off the edge, and away we go. First down, You don't have to worry about that as much. They don't know what you're doing, especially when it's the Cowboys. You come out there and you line up at I, they're going to think you're running the football because it's Dallas Cowboys. That's what we do. I mean, you can just run a simple screen pass outside, run one of the 11 tight ends you have now. Just get 4 yards. Get a guaranteed 4 yards. Get a guaranteed 5 yards. I'm not asking to throw 15, 20 yards every damn play. Just kind of like with the think about like the New Orleans Saints when Breeze's shoulder was trashed and they were just trying to hold him together and get something going. Mm-hmm. They threw the ball as their run game. They was little 3 and 4 yard passes this year. And if something ain't open,
I remember that.
Breeze would scramble off a little bit. That's what I want Dak to do. Scramble off. Go get you 2 or 3 yards. I don't want you to Josh Allen and land on your damn head for an extra 0.2 yards after you picked up the first down. Just get you a little bit. That is what I'm talking about. That is what I want to see in this offense. No matter how it happens, no matter who's coaching it, no matter who's the quarterback. I really don't. I would love to see the Dallas Cowboys come out of the Stone Age and realize that when you put your quarterback behind the sticks on third down versus a good team, that is a recipe for fucking disaster 10 out of 10 times. And if we don't have a good day on third down with Dak, we lose the game every single time. And I'm tired of it.
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm not, but see, here's the thing. I don't disagree with you for not throwing on first down. I like that too, because I like to keep the defense on the heel. So I totally agree with you that you don't have to run on first down every damn time. You see what I'm saying? So I totally get that. We'll see if it happens. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. I can't say that whether one way or not they're going to do it, but it's going to be something that we're going to watch. It's something that we're going to be able to see, and hopefully it does materialize, as you said, because I do like to be able to keep the defense on their heels. You get what I mean? Because we want to be able to keep that defense off balance. And like you said, it's not good when Dak is 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. He feels like he's got to force that ball. But to the point of as well, it does help that we did get help outside of a Noah Brown. It does help that you got help outside of Jalen Tolbert, who did absolutely nothing. It does help that you don't have an injured Michael Gallup. And when you're saying you're bracketing CeeDee Lamb, that's why he lived 60-something% in the slot last year. Because they had to. Because they didn't have a choice. If they put him on the outside, it was going to be bad business. So they had to keep him in that slot because they had to see where that offense was. They knew that offense wasn't going to be able to do. And even with that, here's the big thing, though. Even with you only having a CeeDee Lamb, right, who was your main target, you still were averaging damn near 30 points a game. So that's good. That's the good thing. That even though
the quarterback sucks, right?
Right. You feel me? That's crazy, right? That you was average. You was bottom of the barrel with Cooper Rush. Dak comes back.
We couldn't get past the 50 with Cooper Rush.
Right. You only had one receiver, and we still were averaging 30 points a game. So that speaks to what's Dak's ability and what the team can do. And adding that person in, Brandon Cooks, and I want to ask you about him. We've talked about him. You know, we're getting high reviews from him, not for just the speed, but what he's bringing to the room, how he's telling people how to eat right, train right, stay together. How are you feeling about his impact so far and heading into training camp?
Before I get to that, I would just like to give myself a little, if y'all were watching the streams last year, y'all worried about where's Cooks at. Well, come to find out what I was talking on here, the Texans wanted the 2nd and a 3rd, didn't want to eat any of the money.
You did call it.
But I don't know anybody. I just make shit up. I get on the internet and tell lies. So.
You did call that, because I remember you were talking about Cooks all last year, and you were telling me why you were saying on your Twitter why they weren't doing it. You were saying the exact reason why they were doing it.
And look what news came out in January. Said they wanted this 2 and a 3 at the trade deadline, and they didn't want to move any of the money. Wonder where that came from. So anyway, back to Cooks. He's fast, but I want more, man. And I'm gonna tie this into the CeeDee Lamb thing. We always complained about since Prime Dez, like 2014, Romo and Dez, we haven't had a wide receiver that says everybody in the stadium, everybody across the country, everybody on TV, everybody on the radio knows that CeeDee Lamb was getting that ball. And against the best defense in the league, in the playoffs, the best team in the league, really. That's why they're fucking Super Bowl favorites again, and they don't even have a quarterback. He still got his. And we've been missing that. So that little silver lining there is something I take from that. Now, Brandon Cooks, he may be 30 years old and he may get hurt, but he's fast, man. And he's Like not as fast as he was, but he's fast for Dallas. He's a hell of a lot faster than anything we have here.
Anything we got.
Wait. If we go back to last summer, we're talking about Turpin was going to be a legit wide receiver option. Fucking bozos. There's a reason he was in the XFL.
Well, hey, I mean, at the end of the day, he still came in late, and we'll see how they can integrate him. We'll see if they do, if they say they don't. I think they should throw some little plays in there here for him just to kind of keep the defense off balance. But when you're adding Cooks in there, I think it just makes the Michael Gallup better. And I feel like it takes the pressure off of Jalen Tolbert, because if you didn't have the Brandon Cooks and you just had the Jalen Tolbert, I'm not saying he would fail, but I'm just saying all that stuff is going to be on him, where he can still slow play the background now and just come in naturally instead of saying, okay, it's year 2, dog. You got to be the guy. You have to be the man. So now when you got the Cooks, I feel like it allows him to slow cook and come in here slowly. Now, everybody's been talking about receiver 4. Do you actually think, because, we've been talking about hyping up the camp bodies. We've been hearing about Simi Fehoko for 100 years.
That's not going to be a thing. That's never going to be a thing.
That's what I believe. I don't believe
not going to be.
I don't believe it.
He's trying. He's trying, but it's like me trying to be an F1 racer. I go try. I get a team. I spend all the money I want. And I get in the track, and you know what? Guess what? Turns out I suck. It is what it is.
I mean, Simi Fehokos, he seems like a great kid. He is.
He's a fantastic. I met him. He's a fantastic dude. Salt of the earth.
He's a fantastic kid, but I just don't know where he fits on the team. And they keep saying he's having these phenomenal camps. I just don't know where he fits on this team. How does he even get any snaps?
Hey, would you rather have Simi Fehoko or T.Y. Hilton?
T.Y. Hilton.
Because that's still on the table.
Allegedly. It should be. Absolutely.
He just don't want to go. He's a vet. He don't want to come to camp. Well, T.Y. Hilton don't need to come to camp and prove to you he can run fast.
Right.
If we remember, his first catch as a Cowboys was a 3rd and 30 bomb for like 62 yards, tip to tip.
And he liked Dallas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's a vet. And if
you got a place here,
you got Cooks, you got T.Y. Hilton, you got a C.D. Lamb, you got a Michael Gallup, and if a Jalen Tolbert steps up, you feel good about that. Because like I said, I just don't feel like Steve Fehoko is going to do it. And I'm not hating on him. I just feel like it's no role really for them, because what is he really as a receiver? Because they try to make him a hybrid. That was not going to work. So what is really the role? Are you going to be an outside guy? Because I don't see where you get snaps. Are you going to play in the slot? I don't see where you really do it unless you just are. I just don't see it. So that's just my opinion. And I'm also one of those people, I don't trip on people like day 3 players getting cut. Day 3 players don't even make the team half the time. It's just he's a camp at this point. He's a camp body, and if you have a position to it, actually they only have 88 players right now. They could add 2 players without having to make a cut. Well, my guy, I'm gonna listen to my guy Tavis right here. He says Simi was drafted. That's why he's still here. I mean,
same with Boss Man.
I mean, for real. I mean, you're right. That's the same. I'm not calling him Boss Man. I'm gonna call him Kelvin Joseph. I'm not calling him Boss Man yet.
I call him Boss Man.
I ain't hating on you, but I'm not calling you a boss man. You ain't been a boss yet.
No, I remember I was a mean person because I was racist because he rapped and shit. And I didn't like him. But no, the dude can't play. The dude can't play. He's been in trouble everywhere he's ever been.
Right, you're right. He's been in trouble, but this is a year where I at least want to see if it's working.
He's hurt again.
Is he hurt again?
Yeah, he tweets his back.
Oh boy. Well, I mean, I'm gonna still hold it. I'm gonna keep hope alive on this one. I already have my thoughts in my head.
I know you loved it. I know you loved him, man. I know.
I didn't. I ain't never. No, I ain't never.
I had to fight you over that dude. He was like, no, I think he's got something.
He does. No, I'm gonna tell you right now. He does have the athletic ability. I've seen it up close. Yes, he does. You're not gonna tell me he's not, because I played corner and I've seen it. Yes, he does have the ability, but the mind has hurt him, and you know it has. The mind has. It's not the talent. You can't tell me that, because I've seen him up close. He has talent. He has the size, he has the speed, but that mind is what has held him down.
His issue is he's a you can't tell me nothing guy. I know I'm a baller. I know Al Harris is sitting there telling him how to set his hips, and he's fighting him on it. Al Harris, you ain't no Al Harris. Al Harris is Al Harris. Al Harris played in this league. Al Harris damn good. Damn. How, is he in the hall yet? If he
I
ain't,
don't
he's
know,
going to
but
be.
that when he was at Green Bay, boy, when he left Philly with the Green Bay, he was nasty. So
Tore our ass up.
right, all the time.
So
So
when you're fighting the people who are trying to help you, and you don't have a sponsor anymore because you done burned everybody. So that one is going to be, man. That's
so
my.
so are they lies? Is Mike lying then? When he
About
said this is
Mike
the best
lies
camp
all
he's
the
had?
time, dude. He lies all the time. That's all that dude does is lie.
I mean, but so is it indicative on when Mike says something, but we ain't heard Dan Quinn say anything?
Dan Quinn don't talk a lot.
But Dan Quinn, he'll talk about the players though. But
Yeah,
I never hear him talk about Kelvin Joseph.
No, and you're right there. What
I never hear him talk about Kelvin Joseph.
Some of the most important stuff Dan Quinn says is the stuff he don't say. A lot like Stephen Jones. A lot like what he don't say. When you read in between those lines there, what he's not saying is the important bit. Because Dan's never going to be mean to anybody in the media. He's never has been. He's not. That's not his time. That's not his style. He's a player's coach. He's a bro. Backwards hat, the whole bit. He's a bro from way back. He's not going to burn anybody. But when he goes out of his way to avoid talking about you or talking about a player, man. So
heard him say. I heard everybody say he's having a great camp, but I ain't heard Dan say it.
You ain't heard his coach say it.
I ain't heard his coach say it. You feel me? I heard everybody. I heard Mike say it. Heard somebody else, but I ain't heard his coach say one thing. Like when I ain't heard Dan Quinn say, "Hey, Kelvin Joseph, we're feeling good about him this year." I haven't heard him say anything. So that gives me my pause. But like I said, it's the third year, the last year. It's your last ride.
Yeah.
And if you don't do it, you're gone. And like you said, the reason why you're on the team is because you're a second-round draft pick. Mm-hmm. That's why you're on the team, and they don't want to throw away a second-round draft pick just like that. They want them picks too, right? They want that compensatory pick or whatever. They just don't want to release you like that. So that's probably the reason too. But I'm praying, Mike, that he would just get it together, because if he does, oh my God. What are we feeling about our defense already in that back end when you got Gilmore, you got Diggs, you got Bland? I like that they've been talking about that Eric Scott kid, and I watched a little bit of him. I like him too. He's got
a little twitchy. A little twitchy.
He's a little twitchy. I like his size. Got a good attitude. Let me ask you this. They were talking about Jay Lou being on the PUP. Does that mean he's going to be on the squad?
Oh, I don't know. His contract's cheap as shit, and I know Dan Quinn loves him.
I know Dan Quinn loves him.
I feel bad for the dude because he got fucked over by Chris Richard because he wasn't 6'4".
Right.
They had him playing Jesse Holly's role on damn end arounds and shit. Like I feel bad for the dude. And he catches a lot of hate on Twitter. It's like I don't get it. I thought he's always been more than an adequate starter.
Yeah,
and
actually,
it's just
he was best when he was on the outside. When he first came in his rookie year and he played on the outside, that's when we saw the best J. Lou. And like you said, Richard messed him up when he benched him and he said, "Oh, y'all too small," because Quinn came here and found him a role. And
God, that dude's a terrible coach.
You know what I'm saying? And he embraced it. You get what I mean? And we love Jordan Lewis's attitude. He has the attitude that we love in the secondary. You know what I mean?
Hey, and for the longest time, he was the only person on defense who could catch a damn football.
Right.
He was always around the ball. But there's a weird thing with it's. I guess it's Dallas players in general, but really Dallas cornerbacks. It's like there's this weird expectation that they think everybody that plays out there needs to be, prime Ramsey. It's like, well, you only got one number one corner. The number two corner is number two corner for a reason. And the slot corner is a slot corner for a reason. So if you start getting injuries, and by the way, they also play with no safety help. What's up, Sue? They have played with no safety help for the longest time. We just recently got safeties. That's new. The tag's still on them safeties. So
right. Well, that group, that's why I said we got to do it now, because that group about to be done. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them bringing I don't know if they're bringing a curse back. I don't know if they're doing that with Malik Hooker. So I feel like this could be the last hurrah for him. So that's why I'm feeling like we got to make this happen, because that back end and them safeties going to be gone. Them new guys going to be coming in. Those other guys are going to be gone.
So here's where I start once again, as I do every year. Let's take that second round pick and go get a player, because we wasted every draft. I'm tired of wasting the second round pick. Go give me a player. Go give me a player. I don't care about the money. Sign Diggs or sign Lamb. Sign one of those guys, get the contract extended, and go get me a damn player. Tired of it. Go get me an offensive lineman. Go get me a wide receiver. Go get me a corner.
You ain't gonna get a running back.
You gonna trade for a running back?
No, not. Oh, okay. You was talking about trade. No, hell no.
No.
Okay, I didn't know you say. I didn't know say trade. I just thought you started pick up. Hell no, I ain't trading for a running back.
No.
Do you feel good about the running back room? No. Do you feel good about the running back room?
Yes, we're spending too much on the running back room as it is. Damn else, we need to go get somebody else.
Tony Pollard got hurt. You feel good about the running back room? I don't.
Yeah, because hey, the teams that go to the playoffs every year and make deep runs have running backs you never heard of. They don't have $11 and $12 million guys back there.
I hear that.
Period.
I hear that.
You know why? Because they pass on first down. Tie that back from the earlier segment.
Yeah, well, but here's the thing. That's the difference. We don't do that, so that's why I'm a little bit more worried.
Yeah,
I mean, know what I'm saying?
But if you want any sort of innovation, like if we're hoping that we're going to get any sort of innovation on first and second down, adding another big name running back is the absolute worst thing that could happen to this offense.
Because then they're going to force feed the running back.
Yes, sir.
I get it.
Yes, sir.
I get it. Good theory. I like that theory. So, what do you think about the tight end Luke Shoemaker? Do you like him? Do you think he'll do anything?
No.
Seriously?
Yes.
Not at all.
No.
It's just going to be Fergie and Hendershot and maybe McEwen.
I mean, dude's got to bust a shoulder and plantar fasciitis. He's been in a walking boot for 6 weeks. And he's a second round pick. And he's a tight end. You know how I feel about drafting tight ends.
Yeah,
you know how I feel about drafting tight ends in the first place.
And he can't miss any time. He can't miss any time because he'll get so far behind the 8 ball.
So he's going to be rehabbing. He's going to be rehabbing in camp instead of learning the game.
Exactly.
I think it's a stupid pick, and I hate it, and I'll always hate it.
Okay.
Sorry.
I ain't mad. I'm hoping that. I said that it was a bad pick when we had our show. As far
should have been Marvin Mims. Should have been Marvin Mims, dude.
I said it should. If we see anything, it's down the road. If you're trying to do the now, that wasn't the pick for you to take.
No, not at all. You already have 2 on the roster. They're the exact same. And
why are they hating on? So what? That was Mike's guy. So I mean, so why are we? So why'd they do it? They don't. Why are we hearing that they didn't? Why'd you do that when you got Fergie and Hendershot? Why did they do that?
I'm still trying to get to the bottom of it. I wish I had a good answer for you. I've been too busy to really ask folks, but I'll find out by August. I'll find
out because I'm sorry. I love Fergie and Hendershot. They bounce off each other perfectly. I don't know why you went and did that on a
Why'd you get another one who's the exact same? Hey, by the way, the guy you drafted is older than the guys already on the roster.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are we doing?
Yeah, that was the biggest head scratcher we had in the draft, and everybody knew it. It's a frustrating thing.
No, Zeke. No. Tony Pollard's been better than Zeke at short yardage scenarios for 3 years now. Zeke, gross. Which, by the way, I'm still terrified of that happening. That's still a very, very real possibility.
Oh, I think it is going to happen. I think it is.
I'm terrified of that, dude.
I think Ezekiel Elliott coming back. I personally like whatever because I can't just. But I'd rather see the Malik Davis. I'd rather see them move on.
He's good. From what we've seen, he's been good, dude.
Yeah, Malik Davis is good. I liked him last year. I made a video and said, is this going to be our second guy? After Pollard, this can be our second guy. We saw the little bit of that Tennessee game. We saw it, and we were like, but we also heard that from Broadus when we had him on the interview that when Tony Pollard got hurt and they put in Zeke, and we're like, what the hell? Why ain't they playing Malik Davis? They were saying that he was talking about, man, I've been doing all this work, and y'all ain't let me get on the field. And they were like, okay, you over there crying. We're not going to play you. Bad business,
They love doing that. They love doing that, man. Like, this ties back to, once again, earlier segment. The Jones boys know what they want to see on the field. And if Zeke has two working legs, is that actually he don't even have to have two working legs. They ran him out there for 11 games this season 4 last with no fucking knee.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a real possibility of him coming back. I just feel it. I feel it in my bones.
It's either that or he retires. Where the hell else is he going? Don't nobody want him.
Yeah, don't nobody want him. I mean, and that's just the truth. And if nobody out there wants you, I mean, what's the point of you coming back here? Everybody's talking about the short yardage and he got the 12 touchdowns. That's not what made Dallas, though. That's not what made Dallas. Okay, just my opinion. That's not what made Dallas.
He hasn't had a touchdown outside of the red zone since 2019. It's over. It's over. He never could catch. People talk about this like, oh, he can catch. He never could catch. He fought the ball. He was the most unnatural running back catcher that I've seen on this team in a long time. Even in Ohio State, he fought the ball.
Sorry, I don't want to be mean to the dude. Sorry, I'm going to stop that. I don't want to tear him down because he's probably going through it right now, but he can dry his eyes with $100 bill, so be okay.
So what about when we got is it Carla saying, "Come on, man, last year they gave it to Pollard in the red zone, he couldn't."
Who was your offensive line? Who was your offensive line?
There you go. You mean when they had 40-year-old Jason Peters out there? Your running back.
Your running back is never as good as. Unless your running back is one of those once in a generation, literally generational running back like Adrian Peterson, they are a product of their quarterback and the offensive line. Always have been and always will be. If you can't block, you can't run. Period.
Now, I'm going to get ready to let you up off here because I know you got to go to the wifey. But I want you to ask you about this defense. I am drinking the Kool-Aid on this defense. I am drinking the whole Kool-Aid on this defense. This is going to be one of the top defenses. How do you feel about Mazi, and how do you feel about the defense as a whole?
That's the thing. That's the thing that bums me out. Is I love the Mazi pick. I've talked about this a couple of times on Twitter. I love the Mazi pick, but I hate the fact that we did nothing with the offensive line or the wide receiver until day 3. We finally invested. I've been crying about that for a decade now on Twitter. Please invest.
We've been crying on the show.
Yeah. Please invest in IDL in the top 50. They finally did it, and then they did nothing.
And then they did the dumb stuff on the second round pick.
So it's like, gosh, and the guys that we had sitting there, it's like,
there was a lot of guys sitting there too in that second round.
Dude, there's 10. Dude, there's 10. There's 10. Like, and it doesn't matter if they pan out or not. It's the fact you didn't. You didn't even try.
But Mazi, man, I'm going to be excited for that. And I predicted it now. You go ahead and call it because Dallas fans are some of the dumbest people on the planet. He's not going to have stats. He's not. He'll probably have.
Not at all.
He'll probably have 2 sacks in 3 years, and people are like, oh, where's the numbers at? Where's the numbers at? Well, look at when Micah Parsons or Dorrance Armstrong or Tank Lawrence go off and get 11 or 12 sacks apiece.
Yeah, and I said that myself about him, that he's going to have a major impact this year, but it's not going to be stat-wise. It's not going to be stats what his impact is going to be.
That's not what they do.
It's going to be with the impact that we need in that middle to stop the damn run. Because we stop the run, we good. That's been our problem.
For me, it's not the run. We haven't, even in the Dallas and Philly games, like where people say, oh, we got ran all over. They average like 4.5 yards a carry, which is right about median average. My issue is the passing lanes. We've spent years and years and years, DeMarcus Ware, DeMarcus Lawrence, Micah Parsons, Anthony Spencer getting washed around the outside, and the quarterback steps right up into a clear passing lane. Now we have a 330-pound damn knuckle dragger up there trying to make some havoc happen.
And he's athletic.
Yes.
And
that dude, I met that dude about 3 weeks. He's massive. He's massive. I'm not a small dude.
I'm not a small dude. That his arm looks like a damn tree trunk. His arm looks like Dak's leg.
Hey, that's what we excited. Hey, that's what happens when you bench 225 34 times. You get what I'm saying? That's what happens. You feel me? So, I mean, I'm excited about this defense. I feel like it's going to be the defense over the offense like it was last year. But as we get ready to head into camp, what are some of the things that you're looking at? Any camp battles that you're looking at? Or what kind of things that are you specifically looking at training camp before we get off here?
Back end of the wide receiver, back end of the linebackers, back end of the cornerbacks. Basically, everybody's a starter. We know what they are. We know what they are at this point. It's going to be, Dak went 7 of 9 today, and nobody will say anything about it. Then Dak went 1 of 7 today, and then everybody will retweet it and talk shit. So that's a similar thing. I once again I am begging them. Your vets don't need to practice. Micah Parsons don't need to practice. DeMarcus Lawrence don't need to practice. Dak Prescott don't need to practice. They're gonna have they got the Dak yard. They can do as much as they want there. We don't need these dudes going down in camp. I hate training camp. I hate it.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared of training camp this year because
I hate training camp, dude.
About the team, I'm scared. Every time I feel good about the team, the first thing I think of, Mike, is training camp, and I'm scared. Because for that damn month and a half, all I do is watch his injuries. I don't care what they were doing in camp. I don't care how they were showing up. Don't get hurt. And when I see CeeDee Lamb had the little tweak on his ankle, I'm like, shit.
Dude.
When I see
I got that. Dude, I got a text that said Lamb just went down. And I said, my shit just stopped.
Dropped.
And then the text went off again, and it said, "Oh, he's back up. He seems to be okay." I'm like, "Oh Lord Jesus, don't do it."
I mean, that's exactly because when they said it, I saw him on the ground. I said, "Oh, dog, I don't like even reading it because I'm thinking, when I see somebody laying down on the ground, I'm thinking tore up knee. That's the first thing I always think of.
The three worst words you could hear: non-contact injury.
Yes,
avoid that
for the year. That's
non-contact injury.
Any non-contact injury, you're out for the year. They always are. So I feel you. That's the thing that I'm going to be worried. I think that's the only thing honestly, that's the only thing I care about with camp. I don't care about the battles. Obviously, we're going to have those on the line and guys stepping up, but you're going against your own guys. We have to see them in games. We need to come out healthy. Somebody asked me last week when they said, what will be the derailment of the season, or what will be injuries? That's any major injury.
Ties back to the draft. You are one injury away on offensive line or wide receiver in derailing the season. As we sit right now, you're one injury away on either one from derailing the season. And that's why, once again, I hate the second round pick, because you had an option to do something with one of them. You had an option and you didn't. And now we got 5 tight ends on the roster. Why?
I totally agree with that one. Especially how you said it. Man, we're one injury away. Because here's the thing. We already know Cooks has been injured. He's been injured in his career. Okay? We've already seen Gallup. If one of those guys go down, if Cooks goes down, which you brought down, oh boy. Or a Lamb. But just like you said, the offensive line, that's what we're really looking at. If we have a major injury on that offensive line, it's going to be bad business. And we hope.
Look at the guy that everybody wanted to cut when he went down. It killed our run game. The pin and pull went away. The misdirection went away. The off tackle went away because none of those guys can move.
Right.
Jason Peters is 40 years old. Tyron Smith got more metal in him than bones at this point.
Right.
And first, back to him. I swear to God, they put Tyron Smith out there on that practice field in Oxnard. I'm gonna pull out my gun and I'm gonna threaten somebody with violence.
Exactly. He don't need to practice. You already know he gets hurt. He don't need to do nothing.
No.
I want nothing.
I want him back at the hotel in the hot tub eating Cheetos and drinking lemonade. I don't want his ass within 100 yards of that practice field. Period.
You don't need to practice. You need to see. He's going to get hurt.
Tyron Smith does not put on cleats until September. Period.
I feel you. Just have him just train and
because they're banking on him, dude.
Yeah, they're banking on him because Steele might not be ready yet. They're banking on him, and I don't like that bank.
He hadn't played a full season since 2016.
Right.
2016 is closer to a decade ago than it was a year ago.
And he's done had major injuries. He haven't had little injuries. He's
No,
had
it's
major
4.
injuries.
He's had 7 back surgeries. He blew out his leg twice. Shoulder, neck, shoulder, ankle, groin. And when his hamstring ripped off the back of his fucking leg last year, I thought he was done then.
Yeah, so did I. I really did. I was surprised he came back. Keep it real.
No, he shouldn't have. But God bless him.
We needed it.
That I mean, that dude. They need to build that man a statue.
Yeah,
and put it in front of Jerry World. And he's a salt of the earth. He's a salt of the earth person. I've been wanting to retire for 3 years. It's not because I think he's washed. I know the guy personally. I want him to have a good life after football.
I want him to walk.
Yeah, because he really can't.
I know
he really
can't.
can't, dude.
It don't look like he can. It looks like it's. I just like, man. I just feel like when he gets up, it's sore.
Dude, he walks. He's been walking like 41-year-old dirt for the last like 5 years. There's everything. He wake duty like if the temperature going to drop in 3 weeks, he can tell you. It's like, oh, my knee getting
my knee getting sore.
Right.
Anyway, Bubba, I got to get some food.
That's cool because I'm about to head it off too. I appreciate you and let everybody know right there on Twitter, all that good stuff. Every Monday night at 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing this every Monday, talking Cowboys football after the games, all that good stuff. So lock it in, dial it in. Burgers and Blitzes, Mondays. You know what's going down. My dog, Mike White. Go kiss the lady. Go eat some good food, and I'll be talking to you soon. All right, big dog.
Appreciate y'all. Love you, Bubba. Peace.
Peace. That's my dog, Mike White, and I'm about to get up out of here. We had the quick show because, we talked, back and forth. I hit him up. Let's say we're going to solidify the show because we've been going back and forth for the last 2 years. And it's always hard for us to do, but we ironed out a day. So every Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, make sure you check it out. We got it going on. Now, before I walk off of here or leave off of here, we got a great week of shows. Tomorrow, we have Michael Gilkin on The Final Word. So make sure you check out that. That's going to be a good interview. We'll get his insight on the who's who, what's really going on in camp. He's there. Mike's got an inside look, but Michael Gilkin is a writer for the Dallas News, so that's going to be exciting. Then on Wednesday, from what we know, Aisha Morrison from the Dallas Cowboys and the girls podcast they have over there, they've been killing over there. Jesse, I believe, Alvarez and Haley Sutton, I believe. And I had Jesse on my show a while back, and she's awesome. She's a great person. And this will be my first time actually being able to physically talk to Aisha. So I'll be excited about that. Also, Wednesday, before I jump on The Final Word, I'll be doing a show with former Dallas Cowboys safety George Teague. We've done shows. We've done about 3 or 4 shows. So he invited me on his podcast. So I'll be on his podcast probably for the first 30 minutes. So if you'd like to check out that, it's Teague's Take. You can go to his Twitter and you can check it out. Me and George Teague and his son, I believe, will be talking some football for about a half hour. Then I'm going to jump off of there and come into our interview that we have with Aisha Morrison from the Dallas Cowboys on Wednesday. Then I believe next week, we got Vash Lombardi, Kyle Humans, Kevin Gray. So we got a great lineup coming up. A bunch of people. We're reaching out to a few more people that could really excite you. We're just waiting for some confirmations. We're going to take our time with those, though. But we got a great slew of interviews and lineup coming up this next 2 weeks. So make sure you tune in. Also, Wednesday, I got my normal show that I do through Giant. So it's going to be a crazy week. I got my high school interviews. I got 2 high school interviews dropping. It's just going to be crazy. Football's in full swing. You'll be seeing high school. You'll see Cowboys. You'll be seeing interviews. So everything is going back down. You'll be able to do your live with the fans on Wednesday. So it's just going to be a great time to be a Cowboys fan because we're going to be bringing in heat for all things for Cowboys. So you can keep the leg up on all the information you need on Cowboys football from the top to the bottom. So for myself, Big Game James, what's up, Bobby? I ain't talked to you in a long time, man. It's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you guys. It's good to see everybody in the chat. We had a great chat today. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for the donations from Young Wilson, Eastside Harold. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody who's been in the chat. We love y'all. And make sure you tune in tomorrow because it's going down My Dallas Morning News, Michael Gelkin, beat writer, is going to be on the show tomorrow. So make sure you check out the final word. That's going to be super good. And get ready. It's going to be going down and dim, like they say. So for Big Game James, I'll be talking to y'all tomorrow. Peace.